Hi there, so today we're watching the House of the Dragon Season 3 Episode 4 preview for the very first time. Now I've got actually no idea what they're going to do in the next episode because obviously they've changed so much from the book, which isn't a bad thing, by the way, before people jump at me. I'm not saying it's a bad thing that they've changed things from the book. Some things are and some things are great. But let's delve into watching the preview for next week's episode and see what we think may happen. So we'll watch the reaction and then I'll give my thoughts and expectations at the end of this video as well. So I hope that you enjoy. Give this video a thumbs up if you do and leave me your comments to let me know your thoughts and expectations on what you think might happen in the next episode. And feel free to subscribe if you like House of the Dragon and Game of Thrones content.
Why seize Tumbleton?
Oh, that looks pretty.
He dares me to rain fire down on a seat.
That also looks pretty. Okay, is this Tumbleton then? Hugh's wife, Hugh's wife.
We must guard our intent quietly.
Larys! And Aegon.
You river folk?
I fucking hate river folk.
Name a master of coin. They can blame him.
Oh, saucy.
We seek Prince Aemond.
If you know where he is, I'd...
Oh, Aemond, of course.
Oh my.
Oh, dragon action. Love to see it. That was a very, nice shot of Aemond there at the end. The lighting on his face looked brilliant. Okay. So let's talk about this then. One of the main things that I was expecting from next week's episode, which is obviously confirmed there, is that we will see a lot of the characters that we didn't see in episode 3, because obviously episode 3 was based more on Rhaenyra's perspective. It was more about her learning how to be a queen in King's Landing. It was like the trials and tribulations, the aftermath, everything that she has to go through now that she is actually on the Iron Throne. So because of that, we didn't see much from any of the other characters. We didn't get anything from Larys and Aegon. We didn't get anything from Aemond. We didn't get anything from Crispy Cole. All of these kind of side characters, unlike the green side, we didn't see anything from them other than a little bit of Aemond. So in episode 4, I am the most excited to see those other characters again because I love Rhaenyra as a character. She's brilliant. But I don't think she should be the whole story. We've got so many other characters and I don't want them to be underused. So that's what I'm looking forward to in particular in episode 4, is seeing all these other characters that we just didn't see in episode 3 because we were focused on Rhaenyra. In fact, there wasn't really any... I was going to say there wasn't any of Rhaenyra in that preview. There was Rhaenyra, but there wasn't much of her. It was just her kind of at the council table talking things through. So I think obviously I'm excited to see what transpires at Tumbleton because that is obviously where the plot is leading us now. And in particular, Hugh's wife is in Tumbleton with her brother. So I'm interested to see what happens there. Something's going to go down. Something I think will happen to Hugh's wife potentially, which may spark a change in Hugh, to say the least, I think, anyway. And that would be great character development for him as well. He's been a little bit surface level at the moment. We haven't seen all that much, really, from the Dragon Seeds, other than really Ulf. I feel like we know the most about Ulf. I would like to see much more from the likes of Hugh, Adam of Hull. I'd just love to know a bit more about the Dragon Seeds' backstory and their character depth. And I feel like we will get that from whatever happens in Tumbleton to Hugh's wife. That's my prediction anyway. I'm also very excited to see Larys and Aegon again. I feel like they've added a little bit of humour, a little bit of comedy to the season so far, which I like. My main concern about this, and people always have a go at me for complaining, blah blah blah, which I don't actually do all that much, to be fair, but this is a complaint, is the practicalities of Aegon and Larys walking all the way to Rook's Rest. Sorry, we've got one guy who struggles to walk, he has an impediment, he has a limp, he walks with a cane, and also we have a burns victim, burnt all over his entire body, and you're expecting them to walk miles and miles and miles and miles and miles. That practically does not make sense. That is one of my complaints. I know it's just a TV show, it's a fantasy TV show. If people sprout wings and fly away into the distance, it's fantasy. You can't say anything against it. But I just think, you know, if these are meant to be human beings with human pain and human physiology, I just feel like walking all that way for those two characters does not practically make sense. But hey ho. One thing as well that I wanted your guys' opinion on is, do you guys think that Sunfire, Aegon's dragon, is dead or not? Because they just randomly, casually name-dropped Sunfire in episode 3. You know, Baela saw Sunfire and she was dead, or whatever it was Daemon said. They just casually threw that in the middle of a conversation. Now, how can that be possible? So I always thought, or I always assumed, that Sunfire was still alive somewhere and that would come back into the story later on. But now they've just casually name-dropped Sunfire being dead and that Baela saw her, but we didn't see any scenes of Baela actually doing her scouting and what she actually saw. So is Baela wrong? Which I hate to think about, because I always quite liked Baela as a character. She always just seems to do the right thing. She's not really put a foot wrong. She always seems quite competent. So if she's kind of cited something and misinterpreted it and then told them that Sunfire was dead when Sunfire isn't, then what does that do for Baela's character? That's a big whoopsie. But alternatively, if Sunfire is actually dead, that is the worst possible way to announce it. Just casually in the middle of a conversation with no scenes at all. So I'm interested to kind of see what happens there. I mean, because I always thought that Aegon was going to travel to Rook's Rest and find Sunfire again. Is that still going to happen? Who knows? And if that does happen, then what did Baela misinterpret? What did Baela see? Why would Baela say Sunfire was dead if she wasn't? So we have that plot. We also have Aemond and Alice Rivers at Harrenhal again in that episode. Although Aemond wasn't actually in that preview at all. Aemond's gone down in my estimations. Okay, I know I'm late to the party with this. The majority of people hate him. I always looked up at him as, yes, he's a psychopath, but he has been very inspirational. That was worded terribly. Oh dear, someone's going to take that out of context. I say that because I like how ambitious he is. I like the way he claimed Vhagar. He wanted something and he got it. Like, there's motivation you can take from Aemond. I hate what he's done, the actions he's made. He's a horrible person. He is terrible. But I like the motivation I can get from him. I really hope somebody understands what point I'm trying to make here. But he has gone down in my estimations after killing our Lord and Saviour Simon Strong. That was just heartbreaking. Like, the one character in this TV show who did not deserve that at all. And it broke my absolute heart. So now I can't look at Aemond thinking, oh, you're quite inspiring. Now I just look at him with pure rage and hatred. So I'm actually kind of glad we didn't see him in that preview, because it would have made my blood boil. I would have been angry. I would have been ragey Becky. Like, I wouldn't have been as chill and relaxed as I kind of feel right now. Like, I would have been like fueled with vengeance for what he did to Simon Strong. Are there any other Simon Strong lovers out there? Hit me up. I'm not sure how I feel about Alice Rivers. I know she's an important character in Fire and Blood, the book at least, and obviously she was important for Daemon's season 2 plot, but she's just kind of annoying me a little bit. She just kind of pops up at any old random place, says this really kooky stuff, and then disappears. So interesting. But she wants Harrenhal. You know, she's trying to claim Harrenhal, so that's where I feel like her plot is going to get juicy, because she wants that, Aemond wants that, Daemon wants that, everybody wants Harrenhal. And didn't Jace promise Harrenhal to the Freys? Like, everybody wants Harrenhal. And I'm just interested to see some more from Alice, because she also wants it, and to see this kind of plot from her as well. So yeah, excited to see more scenes from Ormond. Excited to see what they do with Daeron in this episode, because obviously it was confirmed at the end of episode 3 that fake Daeron is not Daeron. He was Phaeron. He was a decoy Daeron. So now we're going to see the real Daeron. So I'm very, very excited for that. I'm excited to see more dragons, obviously. And yeah, we shall see what happens in this episode. I'm interested to see Rhaenyra getting quite angry with Ormond in this episode. I want to see her getting a bit feisty. I want to see her kind of taking some agency and starting to come into her true self and just kind of fight a bit more. She's had a difficult journey, and, you know, taking King's Landing probably wasn't as easy as she expected it to be. It seems like it's a lot of hard work. But I think now that Ormond has kind of deceived her, she's not going to take that well. So I'm excited to see her kind of making her own decisions, because she hasn't really made all that many of them thus far. I feel like now is the time where she can do that. So those are my thoughts and expectations for the next episode. I don't feel like I've left any of my thoughts out. If I have, I'll pop them in a comment pinned on this video. But I feel like that's everything I want to talk about in terms of the preview that we just saw. So please let me know your thoughts and opinions as well. I would love to hear from you. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. I really hope you did. And if you like my content and you want to see more from me, then please subscribe, because it's free and it means you'll see my videos easier. As always, I would love to give a huge thank you to the members that are supporting my channel. It means so much to me. You are very appreciated. If you would like your name featured at the end of each of my videos and you'd like access to cool perks, please check out the channel memberships. I will see you next time, or rather you'll see me, and I hope that you have a wonderful rest of your day. Bye for now.